OST Bridge Program, Learn 24 My After School DC, Summer Strong, and Learn 24 Continuation. Okay, so this is the part of the presentation where we want all grantees to know how important data security is. So we want to make sure that OST grantees commit to securely register participant information, track program attendance, track staff clearances, securely transfer data, never send any confidential data over email, and finally, never share your login credentials with unauthorized users. Okay, so the OST maintains and develops Learn 24 system modules, including grant agreements, participant registration, attendance, staff compliance, and youth outcome modules. Organization profile module. Grantees have organizational profile module. Here, grantees can provide an overview of their organization, including a mission statement. Grant agreement module. Grantees can enter and track grant information using the grant agreement module. The module has components built in, including budget narratives and program sites. Progress report module. Grantees can track progress on grant-specific requirements using the progress report module. Using the information inside of the grants management system, the progress report is generated. Registration and attendance modules. The system allows funded organizations to register participants, manage activities, and document attendance. Grantees have the option of adding and updating participant information manually or by using the developed upload data tool. This system includes a data warehouse and reporting portal that CitySpan and OST use to generate reports and dashboards. The data warehouse organizes the data into a unified structure that is optimized for reporting, ad hoc querying, and business intelligence. Registering participants manually. So, to register participants and track attendance, you can either enter this information directly into the grants management system, or you can upload it using the data upload tool as previously discussed. Okay, uploading participants using the data upload tool is not required, but it can be easier for organizations with many participants and you just don't have the time to do it manually. All right, attendance module. Grantees can use the attendance module to record attendance for students at their organizations and activities. Report generation. In the grants management system, organizations can generate reports from information entered into the database. For an example, attendance reports. Staff compliance module. The system provides a staff compliance module for agency administrators to register staff, document employment requirements, and upload supporting documents. Custom design reports allow OST to monitor ongoing compliance. We maintain an archive of uploaded compliance documents that will be reviewed on an annual basis. COI Youth Outcome Survey. Grantees will administer a youth program survey, the COI. Students who have provided FERPA consent are provided with access to survey links. We only require students in fourth grade and above, but allow grantees to administer to younger grades if they would like to. Results from survey will later be used to develop customized aggregate reports to assess program quality based on youth responses. Only programs with greater than 10 submissions will receive these customized reports. Okay. All right. So what we've done is we've developed a diagram and a layout of how our grant management system is structured. For some people, seeing this visually can help you understand how all these systems and processes are intertwined, starting with the CBO or community-based organization that has these attached modules connected to them, including the organizational profile, grant agreements, grant specific information, uploads, etc. That information is connected to the sites which have your program and activities where your participants are enrolled. Okay. So anytime that you as a grantee needs any resources that you find um, helpful, or you want to locate any information, we do have technical support office hours that we offer every Tuesday and Thursday from 12 to 1. And this is an opportunity to speak with the data team to help you out with any of the processes within the grant management system, or if you just need help troubleshooting any issue that you have. I am going to go out of this screen and show you how this site looks and put in the chat the link to this site. So in the event that after this meeting, you want to visit this site, you have the opportunity to do so. But within this site, you do have the links to both the office hours on Tuesdays and Thursday, the CitySpan links, and you have the YouTube profile account that we put all of our tutorial videos on, including adding participants and a walkthrough of the COY survey. And we have recently incorporated a OST program finder where you can go in here and you can locate certain organizations. And another great feature that they have on here is the opportunity to go ahead and make a screenshot so that you can develop your own map. But it's a pretty cool tool for you to play around with. And finally, a website visitor survey that I encourage you all to put in any comments on the site, or if you just want to express how you feel about anything, you have the opportunity to do so within that. So back to the presentation. So this is the part of the presentation where we're going to do a live demonstration of the grant management system. We're going to start off with the organizational profile, then the organization upload, staff module, organization grants, grant agreements, amendments. We're going to look over the progress report. We're going to look at the participant directory, youth registration. We're going to look at program sites, activity creation. We're going to also look at the data upload tool and wrap everything up with the COI survey overview. Okay. All right. So let's go into this system. Before I continue, I want to make sure that everybody is able to see my screen. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you are. That'd be helpful. All right, thank you. I see one. Okay, so what you're looking at now is essentially your home screen. this is the organizational profile. We have the demo organization that we're looking at now, but this page right here just gives us an overview of your organization, has certain information like website address, the number of employees, the mission statement, mailing address, points of contact, etc. Um, then finally, we can go into the organization uploads. And this is an opportunity for you to put any required documents that are associated with your organization, including the business license or the certificate of clean hands, etc. Okay. Now, currently, we have the staff module within organization grants, but in the coming weeks, that will be moved to this individual tab, but you'll be notified when that happens. But I am going to give you guys a glimpse to how the staff module looks. And within this staff module, you do have the opportunity to add in your staff members. The way that you would do that is you will click on this add button right here, and you will be able to put in some preliminary information just to create the staff member within the staff module. Then once that staff member has been created, you do have the opportunity to go within the staff member's account, and you can update all the information that is related to that staff member, including any required certifications or anything like that. You have the opportunity to do so within the staff module. Okay. So now we can go back to the organization grants. Um, so within this organization grants, you can click on your grant that you're in, and you can go into the grant agreement itself. Within this grant agreement, you do have individual components where you can insert specific information on your program, including the description, program sites, budget narratives, etc. For an example, we'll go ahead and take a look at program sites. And within here, you'll have the opportunity to add in the site locations and all of the information that is related to that site, and the activities in which are going to be um, used or developed at that site. And you're going to have information on the hours of programming, the primary focus, the target wards that you're going to serve, and any specific information related to program sites within the grant agreement. Um, but in general, this grant agreement has a ton of components that you and your grant management specialist will work hand in hand to make sure that all the information in here is accurate before it's rolled over and connected to your progress report. Now, one other thing that I want to talk about before we go over to the grant, before we move from grant agreement, is that within the grant agreement module, you do have an opportunity to generate an amendment. So anytime that something was not done correctly within a version of a grant agreement, you do have the opportunity to amend that. And this is where you see the multiple versions of the grant agreement. You can have as many as possible until you get your grant agreement where you want it to be. Okay, so the next thing that we'll discuss is the progress reports. Okay, so like I mentioned before, the information that is within the grant agreement is connected to your progress report. So any compliance information, any information that is grant specific will pop up within your progress report, and just make sure that you're on track and that you're meeting those requirements. And you'll have a progress report for each quarter. So you want to make sure that you're working with your grant management specialist to make sure that you're meeting all those requirements that were expressed within your grant agreement. Okay. All right. So the next thing that we can discuss are the participants. So Within your participant module, like we discussed within the PowerPoint presentation, you do have the opportunity to go in here and add participants manually. The way that you would do that is first you would look up and see whether or not you have the participant by that name. But when you do not have a participant by that name, it does have a link for you to go in here so that you can add in a new person. Once that information is filled out, similar to how the staff module is, then you can go into that participant's account and you can update information that is related to that participant. Including enrolling that participant into individual activities that you've created within the grant management system. And of course, you can generate reports based off of that participant's attendance and other participant reports that we have here that have been developed for your use. Okay. All right. So the next thing that we want to go over are program sites. So the way that you will get to your program sites is you want to click on this link down here where it says sites, and it will take you to the sites that have been created for your organization. So once you've created a site, you will have the opportunity to create activities for the site that you've created, and you can go into that activity and you can create a schedule and you can enroll the participants within that activity. And of course, we do have report generation. Similar to how we have reports for participants, you can go in here and you can generate reports based off of the activity that you've created. Okay. All right. So the next thing that we want to discuss while we're doing this demo are the upload features that we have, and that includes the data upload tool. So the way that you would access that is you would just hit this upload button right here, and it would open up the data upload tool. You have two options for the data upload tool. The first one being participant upload and attendance upload. Um, those templates will be imported right here, but those templates can be found here. Um, and the way that you would access those templates is by clicking on this link here. And I've already have one open. So I'm just going to click right here. But for an example, here's the participant template. These three yellow columns right here have been highlighted yellow to make things very simple for you. Simple in a way uh, for you to realize that these columns right here are the only required fields that need to be populated in order for you to upload that information into the system. Now, for an example, I've started working on one for this presentation. So let's go back and open up that upload tool, and let's go to here and pull this over. So for an example, I've went ahead and I've just put one participant in here, David Bentley. So I can go ahead and save that, and I'm gonna go into my files. I'm gonna go to this participant template, and you see that it has been imported into the tool. You want to make sure that you select the correct upload type, and then you can upload that. And you just wait for it to upload. And if everything pans out, you shouldn't have any errors. So you can see that one record has been uploaded. So now let's go back into the system and see whether or not David Bentley has been added. Um, It may have to refresh. Let's go back to the tool. Says everything was good, no validation errors. David Bentley, or maybe I think possibly I may have, let me say, David, no records found. Okay. A little bit of technical errors, but not too much that we can't resolve. Some live troubleshooting while we're on the line. Let's try this again. And it's probably because I had the file open. So yeah, let me save this again. And this time, let me save it to my desktop just so I can make sure that it's in the correct location. All right, let's just go ahead and save that. All right, and let's go ahead and hit this. And before I do that, let me make sure I close it, because sometimes that can create an error because it doesn't like files that are open for some reason. Okay, let me see where we're at. Time. Okay. All right, so let me refresh this. Okay. For the sake of time, I'm going to continue to go. I'm not sure what the lag is, but that is generally the way that you want to go ahead and do that. Like you mentioned, but like we've seen before, no validation errors that we've seen here. So this should be populating in the system. Sometimes there is some latency within the system. We are making some changes to the grant management system itself. But for the sake of time, I want to continue with our presentation. So we've looked over the data upload tool, and the next thing that we want to do is we want to look at the COI survey. So you can click on the link here, COI. And like we mentioned before, students that have FERPA consents, they're going to be able to participate, but students that do not have consent to take the survey, you will have to get consent in order for them to take part in that. So it's really important that you reach out and try to get as many students as possible to get consent so that they can take the survey. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at how this survey would look. You would just take the link. Um, you would take that link, you would put it into the browser. It will make sure that the correct person is taking the survey. You will put yes. And once we're inside, you will see the COI survey. Um, they have multiple choice questions from a range of yes to no, and mostly yes. We have question categories with individual questions within those categories. And this survey is designed for us to see how the participants are enjoying these programs. And it just gives us a little bit of feedback to make sure that program quality is being taken into consideration. Um, so let's go back to the PowerPoint slide. I do believe that that is the last thing that I wanted to go over for the live demonstration. Now I can open up the floor for any questions, if there are any.
As we're preparing for questions, I do want to remind us, and I'm sorry, we're we dropped this in a bit late. I'm going to drop it in at the bottom of the chat now. There is a sign-in form, as today's CitySpan training was mandatory. In order for us to give you credit for being here, please go into that link for the Microsoft form and indicate that you were here, your name and your organization. Also, you know, I want to remind you that DeAndre, as he indicated, has his office hours every Tuesday and Thursday. And you can reach out to your grants management specialist. You can reach out to DeAndre through our data.learn24@dc.gov, which DeAndre, if you can put that in the chat real quick, that is the email that will reach DeAndre. And if you need to, want the link to come to the Tuesdays and Thursdays office hours, if you want to set up a special time to meet with him, we are here to support you, because if you have not used this system before, it's great to have this overview, but once you get in there, you're going to need maybe some technical support. Again, your grants management specialists are there to help you, and DeAndre is here to walk you through the process. So please feel free to reach out to us at any time. Let me put that. It's data.
And I want to also state that those office hour links can be found on a resource page on the so I pasted it into the chat before. I can paste it again. But they're individual links, one for Tuesday, one for Thursday. But if you go to that resource page, you'll be able to locate all that information. But I can paste that into the chat again. Sorry about that, Shanna.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm also going to, I see the question around the checklist. I am going to put in the chat the grantee guidebook. It is not a full CitySpan guidebook, but it does indicate anything that needs to be in CitySpan, and it's a general guidebook for all things grant related.
I had a question about oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I just had a quick question. This is Zainab. Which link do we sign our attendance on? I don't see it.
Sorry, a lot of things have been dropped in. I'm going to do it again right here. It's a Microsoft Forms. It should be the last thing just posted in the chat. It's https forms.office.com.
All right, thank you.
Of course.
My question was about the ability to modify our budget narrative. I know that it was answered, like we can change it anytime we, are we able to do the amendments now? Mine hasn't been signed yet. I don't think, I'm waiting for it to come back from my grant manager, I think. I've done all the things and I'm waiting for him to sign it. At least that's the stage I think I'm in. So even after that, we can make changes, or how does that go?
The changes can be made before you sign it. If you want your grant, you can reach out to so you have your grant agreement. You can go in and update the program sites forms, and we walked through this in the previous training. I hope you were able to attend that one where we walked through the entire.
I changed my program sites and things. Yeah.
Okay, great. Just for a reference for everyone, that we walked through the grant agreement process for context on what we're talking about. And so you could go in and change the program site information. You could change budget line items. So yes, that can be done up until the point that you sign you ratify as on the end of the organization. However, before it's executed, we can reject it, and that will send it back to you. So you can reach out to your grant manager and say, hey, I need to make a couple more changes. Can you reject it? And they will do that. After the grant manager approves, it moves to the executive director for execution. She can also reject it and send it back to you. But once it's executed, that's kind of like it's done, and that's when you will do it through an amendment process.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Do the YouTube videos explain how to register for CitySpan? Can we have more than one person given access to CitySpan? You can have as many people having access to CitySpan as you would like for your organization. You just need to send an email to I want to make sure I say it right. It is learn24data at dc.gov, which is in the chat, and I'll post it once again. And at requests, and DeAndre can set up an account for you. As far as the registration, I believe, DeAndre, that's all they need to do to be, you're already registered as a grantee, but to set up an account, you just send him an email.
Yeah, I mean, and I think he's alluding to, if he has an account, maybe some other people want to become authorized users, we can help you get access to the grant management system. Yes. In the YouTube videos, they show you how to register participants, use a data upload tool, but we do not have any YouTube tutorials on creating user accounts because that's just something that we just do on the back end.
DeAndre, what time are office hours on Thursdays?
They're on Tuesday. I mean, they're 12 to 1.
On both days, Tuesdays and Thursdays? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Let me go back to.
I have the link here. It logs me into some conversation, but I didn't know what time, so I just
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't put the time on there. Yeah, it's from it's at noon, 12 to 1 for an hour. We do that every Tuesday and Thursday. Um, you know, that's just an opportunity for you to just join the office hours. But if you wanted to just send an email, we could probably just hop on a call and do like a one-on-one chat if you needed some further assistance.
We've rolled out a lot with CitySpan this year. If you're a previous grantee, you know this is our first year to have the RFA application online, and then everything rolling over into the data management system is to help alleviate the additional needing to enter data. Like everything from your grant agreement or grant application is rolled over into the grant agreement, and then it will be rolled over into your profile site information for adding, your where you add your youth, etc. We're trying to streamline processes, but that being said, whenever you roll out something new, there's always, challenges, and we're continuously updating. So, we offer you grace in this process and ask you to also offer it to us because we're learning this system and developing this system as we go, in hopes to make it, very user friendly and seamless for you. But if there are any challenges that you encounter, please reach out. Like, we know this is new, and we want to support your success. Again, if you have not signed in to the forms, Microsoft Forms sign in, please do so, because that's how we will give you credit for being here today. And reach out to your grants management specialist or to DeAndre at learn24data@dc.gov with any questions that you have. We're here for you.
And once again, office hours are from 12 to 1 every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm seeing some folks in the chat who are curious about that. So Tuesday and Thursday at noon for an hour. I could be reached at learn24data@dc.gov. If you need to hop on a one-on-one call with me, if you want to add in your grant management specialist, and you have some support needs, we can assist you with that. Also, I may be able to put this presentation into the chat if you guys are interested in that. I know at some point that This video will be on YouTube for you to review, but if it's helpful, we can put this slide on here.
Yes, we typically will send out the YouTube video as well as the presentation to all of our grantees after the meeting. So if you want to refer back to any point in the training or share it with anyone that wasn't here, you're able to do so. And we'll send that via email once we have to upload the video to YouTube, and then we'll send it out together. I've dropped the grantee guidebook link. I'm also putting additional resources. If you go to the Learn24 website, there's a page called Grantees, and that's what I'm dropping in there. That's where you'll find the grantee guidebook and other trainings and documents that are just generally available in addition to what DeAndre has already shared.
Mhm.
Okay, DeAndre, it looks like you did a great job. No questions at this point, or folks just need to dig into it, and then the questions will come. We want to thank you all for being here today. We thank you for everything you're doing for the district youth over the summer. We are so excited to have you as a Learn24 partner. Again, remember, we are here to support you. We want you to be successful, so reach out with anything you need.
All right, thanks everybody. I'm glad I could be of assistance. Office hours Tuesday, Thursday at noon. If you have any support needs, please join us. Thank you.